How's it going, guys? Cody back again, dropping out another video. Right, guys, this time it's the Liverpool Echo. It's away from prison, but it's about a paedophile. And it's really, do you know what? It's really annoying with this story. So I'm going to give it to you guys, right, as I read it. It's in the Liverpool Echo, as I've explained. The headline reads, "Dad of 3 tells how viewing indecent images of children ruined his life." What about the fucking children that were in the images, right? Because by viewing them, you're making a demand to these paedophiles that make these images and abuse these children and scars them mentally and emotionally for life, as well as physically as well. You know what I'm saying? Ruined his life, guys. His life. Don't give a fuck about his life. If he'd do everyone a favour and off himself. The sex offender from Liverpool also explained why he believes paedophiles can be rehabilitated with the right treatment. A bullet, a 2-foot rope with a 6-foot drop, or castration, or leave them in prison to rot forever. Can't rehabilitate a paedophile. Go to prison attracted to men, leave attracted to men. Go to prison attracted to women, leave attracted to women. Go to prison sexually attracted to children, leave sexually attracted to children. A dad of 3 caught viewing indecent images of children told how he believes paedophiles can be rehabilitated with the right treatment. The sex offender spent time in prison, was divorced by his wife, and can only see his children on supervised visits. You don't even deserve that, right? I speak to a prisoner's girlfriend, who I won't name, who her fella's in prison for violence, right? And due to his extreme violence that he's caused, because he's had an hard life, right, which I'm not condoning, but that's the reason why, he can't see his children. He isn't a nonce, right? He's in prison for violence, right? And he can't even have his children on a visit. He's got to look through do you know what he does, right? He has to look. He goes back to the wing and he looks out the window, and his missus holds the baby up, the kid up, so he can see his kid. This paedophile, right, this nonce who served time in prison for viewing indecent images of children, which supplies the demand for these images, right, for these children to be abused, right, can see his kids on supervised visits. Unbelievable. The man in his 30s and from Liverpool spoke to the Echo about the Merseycare Prevention Service and wants to remain anonymous. Well, no fucking wonder, right, because she'd be done in. The Merseycare Prevention Service, part of the Merseycare NHS Foundation Trust, is staffed by psychologists with years of experience working with adults who have committed sexual offences. Below is his history in his own words. "I was referred to Merseycare after I got out of prison. I got a conviction for looking at illegal images on the internet. When I was offending, I didn't really think that what I was doing was that bad. I was looking at the pictures but didn't think I was actually harming anyone. They were just pictures. Well, guarantee you another thing, guys, as well. He was getting sexual gratification from them images. I didn't realise what the consequences would be. Even after prison, I thought I would come out and get back to normal, but I was told I couldn't see my children. Only once a month in social service centres, supervised by somebody else. They are really confused about why I can't..." No, he said, "They are really confused about why they can't just go about doing normal things with me and more. They get very upset about not seeing me, especially on big days like birthdays and Father's Days. Well, once they get older and they understand about how much of a sick fucking freak you are, they'll never see you again. It is awful knowing that I caused that for them. No concern for the victims, guys, for these children, right? Yes, his own children are victims, but he's not abused them, or we don't believe he's abused them. I wouldn't put it past him. But about the children in the images. But again, selfishness. Look, it's awful knowing that I caused this for them, and I can't change it. My wife divorced me, and it's really badly affected, and she's been really badly affected too. She had to put up with comments in the street, people ignoring her, hassle at the school. She also had to go through an assessment with social services as they thought she might not be able to take care of the children properly. She felt She's felt so hurt by the whole situation." Sorry, guys, I'm fuming with this story. I can't get my words out. "I've moved to a different area where people don't know me, but I still get scared walking down the street in case someone recognises me. I don't know what they do. They were real children. Now, after coming to this service, I see things very differently. They were real children in those pictures, and by looking for those images, I was creating the market for them to be made. I learned that every child in those pictures has been abused, and what you see on the surface isn't necessarily what's going on behind the scenes. They might be smiling for the camera, but why? What are the consequences for those children? To have their pictures out there for the rest of their lives, not knowing who's looking at them? Coming here has also helped me to understand why I offended. What led me to do it? It was way of escaping reality for me, as I was going through some difficulties at the time, and I don't really think about the consequences for anyone. All right, well, people go through shit on a daily basis. They don't start looking at like sexual images, indecent images of children, do they? But there are other ways of dealing with stress. Why did I choose to look at illegal images? The therapy helped me to put things together and learn about the deeper psychological issues. I was sexually abused by a family friend when I was little. I don't want to use that as an excuse. There's no excuse. But it affected the way I developed and some of the sexual feelings I had. It says here, I was sexually aroused. I was confused about a lot of things, but I have to admit that I was sexually aroused by the pictures. I've addressed these issues now. The therapy helped me to reprocess my own abuse and change how it affected me. I will always be wary and keep myself safe. I don't want to offend again. I'm not going to offend again. I don't want to offend again in any way. I understand the damage it does to victims, what it's done to my family. Even though I didn't touch those children in the images, somebody did so that I could look at them, and that sickens me. I never want to go back there again. If the psychologist here that helped me can work with people before they offend, they might be able to stop things going so far for other families. If this prevention service has been there for a few years and I had help with my feelings back then, maybe I wouldn't have gone on to look at illegal images. You're talking about before they go on to offend. Well, they shouldn't be offending in the first place, should they? Because it boggles my brain, right? Honest to God, guys, yeah. Honest to God, right? I really can't see how someone could look at an image of a 2-year-old baby or a 6-month-old baby, right, or a 3 or a 4-year-old or a 5-year-old and look and think, oh, that's a sexy kid. I can't for the life of me in here process that information, because it's not normal. It's not normal to think like that. You can't rehabilitate sex offenders. He's saying all the right things for here, right? He might have said, like, he's reached out. He's anonymous, guys. The picture that's of him isn't a picture of him. It's a stock image, which means it's like someone's posed against like some like blinds. It's just a blacked out figure. The point is, guys, right? You can't rehabilitate sex offenders. I don't care about going to speak to someone. Okay, I have a problem, man. It's not gonna change your way of thinking, guys. Psychological testing and all these thoughts of bullshit that these highly academic people come out with simply do not work. I covered a story the other day that I did as a vlog about the Ministry of Justice's own sex treatment program in prisons, in every prison in England and Wales, has failed, and it led to more offending. And this guy was in prison during that time. Can't rehabilitate sex offenders. Go to prison attracted to women, leave attracted to women. Go to prison attracted to men, leave attracted to men. Go to prison attracted to children, leave sexually attracted to children. It is as simple as that. Well, it's not, it's more complex than that, but when you break it down and you take all the smoke away, that is the truth, that is the reality. And the longer they're in prison, guys, right, I'm talking, right, I was in prison, right, I was horny, I was buying porn magazines, yeah, and like I was like the porn baron on the wing, right, and I'd wank morning, noon and night. The night clocky used to pop my door and catch me with my dick in my hand all the time. It was just simple as that, because I still, like, obviously, like, I've seen these women, I was like, oh, fucking horny for these women, so I'm wanking myself stupid. You're in prison, you're not getting none, so put these sex offenders in that position. They're still sexually attracted to children. It's harder for them to access indecent images of children whilst they're in prison, but people do have phones in prison, don't they? They obviously can't order like pornography magazines of children, right? So the sexy, the horny and the sex starved, and then when they get out and then restraints aren't in place, that's when they reoffend. They touch children. They abuse children. They look at images of children. And by viewing images, you're actually fueling the market and the demand for these. If people didn't view it and like people like discussed it and no one in the world watched it, these abuse things would carry on, but on a very, very small scale. But it's like people take it and stuff like that. It's like drugs. People take drugs and then they take more drugs and higher drugs to keep chasing that high. And these paedophiles guys and these rapists and stuff like that, sorry, these paedophiles, they can't, he admitted he got sexual gratification from looking at images of children. He was sexually attracted to children. He's got children himself. What's to say that he hasn't offended on his own children? I'm not going to go on much longer than that. Let me know what you think. It's not about what I think, it's about what you think. I'm very interested to know. I'd love a lot of comments on this video, because what do you think about the story? He seems very arrogant and, oh, it's me, my children don't like this, my children, my wife left me. Well, of course you left your mate. You're a fucking nonce. Bacon. Kiddie fiddler. Well, you're not a kiddie fiddler, but I put you in the same bracket. Let me know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe. Cody out.